Hi guys, I'm John Zombro with the Lifetime Body, and thanks for joining me today. I hope that you're having a phenomenal day, and I'm also hoping that this information that I'm going to share with you makes it even more so. Today's topic, this week's topic actually, is training workload. And training workload is one of those things that I've dealt with for decades in coaching athletes and working with people in various fitness and physical therapy capacities, and it's very important. Workload is essentially these items, which are the essential variables that we have in training, whether we're talking about a program of any length or even a short workout. And so we have intensity, frequency, duration, and volume. Intensity answers the question how hard or how much effort is required, and we sometimes measure that in terms like weights or percentages of repetition maximum or heart rate. Frequency answers the question of how often, and a lot of times we use a weekly training model when we're thinking about training. Any season or cycle is acceptable, but basically this would be how many workouts do you perform in a week. Then we have duration. How long? How long does your workout last in terms of either time, which I prefer, or distance, mileage, kilometers, any way you want to quantify that. And then lastly, we have volume. How much? And so if we're using that weekly model, volume is simply the frequency times the duration. So if we did 5 workouts of 1 hour, our volume was 5 hours for that week. Workload, or W, is the product of volume times intensity. So what that really signifies is how much it impacts, or how much our training impacts our bodies. And we always want to keep training between what we might consider a minimum effective dosage, just enough to get some responses or adaptations happening in the body, and a maximum absorbable dosage, beyond which we may risk breakdown or injury, and that's to be avoided at all costs. So here's a couple of examples, and there are many. These are just arbitrary ones, but what you see in this graph, if intensity is on the side for all of these graphs, I didn't bother to label it because I didn't want to get things too busy here. What you see are a series of very short duration, but very high intensity workouts, and there's quite a few of them. So that's a high intensity, high frequency model of training. Converse to that, we have now long duration workouts of lower intensity, but they're also a bit less frequent, or there's less volume in the week. And then there's a blended model where it's kind of in between each. What you've probably noticed is you, like every other athlete, tend to respond best to one type of training or another, and you probably already know that. Also, many people in at least parts of their seasons will blend these models so that they're doing combinations of brief intense or longer duration, lower intensity workouts as they move along. So not much else to say here other than, hey, just wanted you to think about these topics so that you're aware that you can manipulate these things when you're designing your own program, or if you're working with a coach, or even just viewing your training week from workout to workout. These things can be very effective. Hey, thanks so much for watching, and I certainly appreciate your time. If you're enjoying this content, by all means, please give me a like and subscribe and share this with your friends and family. And until next time, this is Coach JZ signing off from the Lifetime Body, where science meets common sense and where you can make your body last a lifetime.